Aloha everyone, and welcome back to Aloha Jen's Beauty Blog. For those of you that are new here, hi, my name is Jen and I am a licensed esthetician for 14 years. Well, today is another makeup video. Today I am going to do a full face of Charlotte Tilbury. There's a couple things that I'm missing. I will let you know. I'm missing brows, contour, and also powder for this video, but everything else that I am wearing, what you see for this look right now, is all Charlotte Tilbury. I did get my Beautiful Skin foundation in my correct shade, and I am going to demo this for you today. And at the end of this video, when I close out, I will give you my thoughts on all of these products that I am wearing today and my initial, impressions of the Charlotte Tilbury line. Now, I will tell you, this is a long video and I apologize for that. I have been under so much stress the last few days, well, yesterday, and my eyes are all red because I've been doing a lot of crying. I got my heart basically broken yesterday, and it really, broke me. And I'm not going to go into detail about it here, but I will tell you I'm thinking about closing my Instagram account because it creates a lot of drama in my life, which I don't understand why. And it's just not a fun place for me anymore. I really enjoy my time here on YouTube more so than Instagram or any other platform. Also, this is not my best makeup video because, as I said, I have been under a lot of stress. Now, I know my makeup videos do not get a lot of views. However, this may help somebody. And I'm going to let you know this might be my last makeup video that I do for a very long time, just because it seems like the views are down. And also, with that said, if I get a new foundation, I will definitely share that with you guys and demonstrate it. So that would probably be going forward the more type of makeup videos that I will be doing on the channel. Unless I get something that, you guys have been interested in, or I want to share a look with you, but it's probably going to be a while. So with all that said, let's head into this makeup demonstration and I will close out with you at the end. I will see you. Hi everyone, and welcome to a full face of Charlotte Tilbury. So I picked up the Beautiful Skin foundation, her Magic Away concealers, her correcting concealer in Fair, which these are, I think it's called Vanish, Magic Vanish or something like that. These are all peach tones for various skin colors, and I have the color here in Fair. I liked this peach tone for my skin better. I picked up the bronzer. I also have some new Pillow Talk items here that we're going to try. I have the new, the Romance Light Multi-Glow Highlighter. This is the one that I originally wanted. We're going to use this today. I'm going to use the original Pillow Talk palette so you guys can see what this looks like on my skin, since I used the new Pillow Talk Dreams in my last video. And I'm going to be using the Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes in Dream Pop. You'll be able to see this better with the original Pillow Talk palette. So we're pretty much, it's going to be a full face of Charlotte Tilbury. And let's get started. I do have to tell you, I do not look my best today, and the makeup's really going to help with that because I have been under so much stress, especially yesterday. I have worked a very long week. I had 2 days where I worked 10 hours straight. Yesterday was one of them. I'm lacking sleep, and I had some drama come up yesterday, and it was horrible. And it just really just pushed me over the edge, but I'm not going to talk about it here. I'm going to be a bigger person. I'm going to move on. And, this is a space that I don't want to talk about drama. I want this to be fun. I want you to come here and forget about what's going on in the world and have fun. Let's play. Let's talk about beauty products. Let's play with makeup. Let's play with skincare. Okay? So, with all that said, let's get started. So I do have my skincare on. I am having a rosacea flare-up right now because of the stress that I'm under, but it's a good way for you guys to see how well this foundation works. Now, I have been testing this foundation. I tested it for 2 days on the days where I didn't have to wear a mask to work. And This, I will have to say, I like it much better with a primer versus on its own. It is a very luminous foundation. So if you are on the oily side, this might not be the right foundation for you. I think that this would probably be better for those who have dry skin, dry, mature skin. But let's get on, shall we? So I did apply a makeup primer first. I love it with the makeup primer. Without the makeup primer, this lasts on me for like maybe 2 hours. And this is a long wearing foundation. It's supposed to be 16 hours. Yeah, right. With the makeup primer that I use, this is the Rhonda Allison Peptide Bino Protect. It lasted about 5 hours on me before the foundation started to break up. I love this makeup primer, by the way. It is a silicone-based makeup primer, but there's some really great ingredients in here too. It doesn't irritate my skin, makes my foundation look beautiful. I just have been really enjoying this. So, all right. So I'm just gonna put a little bit right here. And then let's get started here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off with this color corrector in Fair. And this is a fair peach color. Now this has an interesting texture. It's like creamy, but then after you apply it, it sort of kind of feels almost like it turns into a powder. And I'm gonna apply this on the inner corners of my eyes because they could really use it today because everything is so red because I'm so stressed and irritated that I want to disguise my under eyes a little bit. So we'll see how well this works. I tested it one day, but I haven't really had much time to play with makeup this week because I have to wear a mask to work on the days where I'm not there by myself, because there's days where I'm at work by myself where I prep patient charts and all that, and I don't have to worry about wearing a mask. But when we see patients or I'm working with others, I do have to wear a mask in the office. So, all right. So that did a pretty good job. It really blends into my skin really well. Now I am a medium skin tone, but I just find that the fair, well, I'm fair to medium right now, but I find that the fair works really well for my skin tone. The medium looked like it was gonna be too peachy for me. Okay, so we're gonna do that. And then next I'm gonna go in with this Magic Away concealer, and I'm gonna put a little bit on my eyes. I kind of tested this on my hand last night. It has this foam poof on it, and I'm not so sure how I like that applicator because you can't really wash it. So you just turn the product all the way up until it comes out. And I'm just gonna put some here on my hand. And I'm gonna take my concealer brush and I'm gonna put this on my eyelids to prime. Now I haven't tested this on my skin yet. I'm hoping that these colors are going to work out great. I got number 3, which is a fair shade, for under my eyes and my eyelids. And then I have number 4, which is also another fair shade for the rest of my face, for areas like where I get like the redness from allergies or any blemishes like that. I'll conceal with it when needed. So this looks like it's going to be a good match for underneath my eyes. Okay, and then let's go into the foundation. So here's the foundation. I got the shade 4 Neutral. From the samples that I tried, this seemed to be the best color match for my skin right now. It's kind of a little bit difficult to color match with their foundations. I noticed that they seem to run a lot on the yellow side, but we're gonna take 1 pump. That's about 1 pump. And as you can see, it's a pretty thick foundation and it feels thick when you apply it, but you can't really feel it on the skin. Well, at least I can't. So I'm gonna take this and I'm going to warm it up between my fingers and apply it like how I normally would my foundation. Start from the center and work it out. It is kind of tough to maneuver it around the face. You have to work fast with this foundation because it will dry fast, and I might have grabbed too much. So this is supposed to be a medium coverage, and I might have grabbed too much, but I'll blend it out with a brush and then go over it with a beauty blender. Woo! So let's do that, shall we? Foundation brush. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start working this into my skin. Once I start working it in with the brush, as you see, it kind of blends out a little bit more versus with my fingers, which I like because when you first apply it with your fingers like how I did, that's kind of scary for me because I'm not someone who likes, you know, a fuller coverage foundation. I like light coverage, light to semi-medium coverage of a foundation. And it has a hard time covering on my nose. It doesn't like really stick to that area, but I do have that issue with most foundations. Okay, so I got that blended with the brush. Next, I'm gonna go over it with a beauty blender. And as you can see, even though I do have that makeup primer on, it's still very luminous on my skin. So the damp beauty blender, I am pressing this a little bit more into my skin, but it's also gonna pick up some of that coverage. Now you can build on this if you'd like. If you want more of that medium coverage, I've tried it and it does build a little bit, but for me, it looks like I am wearing a lot of makeup. Okay. So, and then it also likes to kind of really get caught up here around my nose and the crevices. So I have to go over that a little bit. All right, so next let's go in with a Magic Away number 4 concealer, and I'm going to conceal here around my nose because it is red and the foundation isn't really sticking to it. So here, let's try dabbing this on. I don't know how I feel about this applicator. So let's test out this concealer. So this seems like a medium coverage concealer. Looks like it's covering up pretty good. I don't know if this is a good color match. It looks like it might be a little bit too light. Where's my beauty blender? Oh, it's right here. What do you think? It looks like it's maybe a shade too light, but I'll work with it and see how I can play it a little bit. Okay, so far looks pretty good. We'll see what happens. See, and then look, I squeezed out too much of the concealer and that's probably gonna get wasted. So I'm just gonna put it on the back of my hand just in case I wanna use it. All right, so next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my eyeshadow, but first I'm going to powder some powder over the concealer so it doesn't cause any creasing of my eyeshadow. And the powder that I'm using, I just have the, is this Flawless brightening powder for my eyes. And then I'm using also the Classic for the rest of my face. Okay, all right, so that looks good. So let's go into eyeshadow now. Okay. So I hope you guys had a great week. It's supposed to be really nice here this weekend, so I'm looking forward to the beautiful weather. It's been raining here, which here in California, we really need that rain. We're still not at where we need to be drought-wise, so it's going to be very interesting this summer. All right, so with this Pillow Talk palette, you have a shimmer shade, a shadow topper that is more of a chunky glitter. You have 2 matte shades. So we have our prime shade, which is number 1. Our number 2 is enhance. 3 is smoke, and 4 is the pop shade. So I'm going into this lighter shade, which is called the prime shade, and I'm going to apply that all over my lid right now. So if you are someone who has, you know, fair to medium skin, this would be a really pretty palette for your skin tone. For those who are like sort of, you know, medium to tan to deep, this might not show up too well on you because it is pretty light. And that's where I think the Pillow Talk Dreams would be better for your skin tone. However, that Pillow Talk Dreams is really pretty, and it is more of an intense shadow palette for me, and it's something that I would prefer to wear at night or in the evening versus during the day. The original Pillow Talk one, or this original Pillow Talk palette, is a palette that I love to wear during the day. So I'm also going to take that prime shade and I'm going to put it up here on my brow bone as a highlighter, a highlighting shade. Okay. All right. So next we're going to go into this lighter matte shade, which is the Enhance shade. And I'm going to apply this into my crease contour and a little bit here on the outer corners. And then work it into my crease just like so. So I am in desperate need to get some new makeup brushes. I want to do like a full collection and I'm searching for the right ones. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about the rougher brushes and how much they love them. Do any of you have those makeup brushes or have any brushes that you would recommend? If you do, please leave it down below. I would love some recommendations, please. I'm looking for, you know, brushes that, you know, are good quality, but not really expensive. Like, I don't want to pay $40 for an eyeshadow brush. I think that's kind of a little bit steep, but I know with what's going on in the world right now, a lot of companies are raising their prices due to inflation because, you know, gas is so high and, you know, all the products that they use, their packaging and all that has gone up too. Shipping's gone up as well. Okay, so here is that Enhance shade. See how pretty it is? Just a nice, pretty, warm pink shade. Next, I'm going to go into the Smoke shade, which is right here. I'm just looking for a brush. I think I forgot it. Okay, so I'm gonna use this brush. This is a MAC brush. I think this is their smoke brush. It is the 21, I can't read, 29S. I really like this to use underneath my eyes. So I'm going to take this Smoke shade, which is the darker matte shade, and I'm going to put this on my outer V up until a little bit into my crease contour. As you can see, it's not a very deep shade, but I will say that these colors do apply a little bit darker than what they look like in the pan. Okay, I'm gonna go over here to the other side and do the same thing. So I'm just applying this in my outer V. And I will say that in the Pillow Talk Dreams palette, in that palette, all the shades seem to be a little bit more creamier than this one. I don't know, maybe this is an old palette because Pillow Talk has been out for a while. So maybe I did get an older palette and the formulation isn't as creamy as what it should be. So I'm just going to take that up a little bit. So I feel like I need a little bit more color up here in my crease. And I'm just going to work the shade in a little bit more. Okay, now I'm going to just do a little blending of that Smoke shade into my crease contour here. soften the edges. And then I'm going to go into the Multi Glow highlighting palette here, and I'm going to grab this sort of, I would say it almost looks like a very faded rose gold shade, and I'm going to put some of this onto my brow bone. I'll probably use this as an inner corner highlighting shade as well. It's a little bit more intense than this priming shade from the Pillow Talk palette, and I like a little bit more highlight up there on my brow bone. And then I'm gonna just go in and just kind of blend that a little bit so it's not so intense. Okay, so here's the eyes so far. Now I will go in with the Pillow Talk eyeliner, and I'm going to line my upper corner lash line and my lower corner lash line with this. I have been loving this liner. I think it's so pretty. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. This liner lasts all day. It stays where you put it. And it seems like it's waterproof. It does come off really easy with my cleanser, but when if I put it on my hand and I wash it, it's hard to get off. So you got to work with this. If you want to smoke it out a little bit, you got to work with it fast. Otherwise, it will just stay where it is. It won't budge. So I'm going to go in with that smoke shade from the Pillow Talk palette, and I'm going to use this to blend out my lower lash line and blend out that liner just a little bit to soften the edges. So I ordered pretty much the newer products that you see here. I got this palette from the Sephora sale, but all the newer items that you see now, I ordered directly from Charlotte Tilbury's website. They have some pretty good deals on their website and super fast shipping too, by the way. Because I believe their distributor is in LA. Okay, so that's it for smoking out the eyes. Now, next what I'm going to do is clean up my under eyes with my concealer. And I'm going to go into that shade 3 and clean that up. And I learned this new trick for the concealer underneath the eyes to give them a little bit of lift. So I put that shade number 3 here on my hand, and I'm just going to dip my brush into it. And I'm going to just clean up my lash line. So what you do is you take your concealer and you go up like that. And what it does is it gives your eyes a lift, but I also love it because it cleans up the edges of my mascara. And that's the reason why I always do my concealer last, guys, is so I can clean up my lower lash line. And in case I get any fallout from my eyeshadow, this will clean it up beautifully without interfering with the rest of my makeup. So the concealer brush that I'm using is the Rare Beauty one. This is my favorite. I love to use this to work with underneath my eyes. It cleans up the line beautifully and it fits in all the areas so perfectly. Okay, so I'm going to finish kind of like blending this in with my Beauty Blender, and I'll powder my face, do my contour, and then we're going to come back and do the rest of this look using the Charlotte Tilbury products. So I will see you in a minute. Okay guys, I'm back. I did apply my Westman Atelier Biscuit Contour. I really was looking for their Hollywood Contour Wand in light to medium. That looks like it would be really good, but it's sold out everywhere. I did my brows using my Kosas Soft Brown Brow Pencil. I'm going to save my clear brow gel for when we're almost complete. Now, I am going to go in with this Pillow Talk Pop shade and pop that onto the center of my eye using my finger. And here's that color. As you can see, there's not a lot of pigment there. This is just simply a eyeshadow topper. And I'm going to put this, you know, sort of in the middle and kind of a little bit more into the inner corner of my eye. It's really pretty. As you can see, it just warms it up a little bit more and gives it a little bit of sparkle, not too much. Okay, so there is that pop shade. Now I'm gonna go in and fix this darker smoke shade just a little bit because I went a little bit too far in with that pop shade. All right, so that is it for the eyes. Now let's do bronzer. So I picked up their Airbrush bronzer in medium. I have some thoughts on this bronzer. I feel like it's a little bit too warm for me. I like something like, I really have been enjoying this Lawless bronzer. It's called Golden Hour. And as you can see, the Charlotte Tilbury looks a little bit lighter and a lot warmer. This is cooler, and this is what works better for my skin tone than versus this one. This is a huge pan, but it is refillable. Okay, all right, so let's go in with this bronzer. So I'm gonna do a little bit of bronzing and contouring at the same time here. And you'll see, like, I just think that this is a little bit too on the warmer side for me. I'm not really that much of a fan of this color. Hold on, I just take it underneath my jawline. But yeah, I don't know. There's just something about this. And plus, this really gets into the peaches that are up here. I don't shave this far up. And it just kind of like sticks there and sets in the hair versus actually, you know, planting onto my skin. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So there's my bronzer. See, it doesn't really show up that much on my skin. So I don't know. This I'm on the fence about. So there's an early little tidbit for you. So next I'm going to go in with this Multi-Glow highlighter in Romance Light. And I'm just going to put some on the top of my cheeks here, down the bridge of my nose, and on my Cupid's bow. And I'm going to use a light hand with this because these are very intense, just like the Dreamlight one if you saw my last video. So I'm just gonna go down the center like that to get all the colors, dab it on my hand a little bit, and then I'm going to apply this to my cheek. Now, this one is much lighter on my skin versus the Dreamlight, and this one is, you know, great for those who have, you know, fair to medium skin tone, where the Dreamlight is great for those of you who have more, you know, medium to deep skin tone. If you have like a darker skin tone and you apply this Romance Light a little bit too heavy-handed, it can have like a grayish appearance on the skin, but you can kind of see it looks a little bit of lavender pinkish there. And I think I'm happy with that. These make beautiful eyeshadows. I have been wearing the Dream Light as an eyeshadow, mixing all the colors together, and I have been really loving it. All right, so that's enough for that one. As you can see, there's that, you know, pretty like iridescent glow to my skin. Now I'm gonna go into the Pillow Talk blush. As I mentioned, these are hard for me to open because my nails are so short. and we're going to apply this. So we're going to swish and then pop. So we're just going to swish the color, apply it to my cheeks. Now, as far as the highlight goes, that's all I'm going to use because, you know, if you've been following me for a little bit, you know I don't like to have like super glowy, dewy, luminous cheeks or skin because, you know, I have large pores, fine lines and wrinkles, and that just really enhances that texture. So next I'm going to go into the pop shade here in the center, and I'm just going to pop that onto the apples of my cheeks. Gonna go in with my beauty blender and kind of blend it right here a little bit because I don't want to put my blush in too far, because when you put your blush in too far, it drags your face down. You kind of want to concentrate more on the higher points of your face. There's that new trend. I was watching my friend Lauren's reel the other day, and I guess there's a new trend to where you apply your blush right underneath your eyes. I'm not so sure how I feel about that. I'm gonna take this bronzer and just kind of run it here, bridge of my nose and on the tops of my cheeks to warm it up there a little bit. Okay, so that is it for blush and highlighter. Next we're gonna do is mascara. So here is the Push-Up Lashes in Dream Pop. Brush, flat on one side, silicone wand, and it has these tiny combs on the outer edges. I have been loving this mascara, so I am super excited to try the black, but I'm using the Dream Pop again so you guys can see what it looks like with a lighter eyeshadow background versus a darker eyeshadow background. Because in my last video, it seemed like the eyeshadow kind of washed the color of the mascara out and you couldn't like really see my lashes. And I think like with this original Pillow Talk palette, you can see my lashes now with all the definition and volume and length that this mascara gives. Okay, so see, looks pretty, huh? Compared to this eye. So with, without, with, without. All right, let's do the other eye. So for my lips, I'm gonna go in with the Pillow Talk Matte Revolution lipstick and probably the medium liner, which I'm not going to do right now here on camera. I will show you what it looks like when I go over all these products and share my thoughts and swatch the products that I wasn't able to swatch last week because they weren't here for you. But I do want to talk about this foundation a little bit more here. And again, I apologize for how long my makeup videos are. And I'm just going to be completely honest here with you guys. I don't know if I will be doing any more future makeup videos. Maybe if I get something that will benefit you all, like a new foundation. But I don't have any plans to buy any new color products because I did spend a lot of money on the Charlotte Tilbury haul and I just don't need any more color products. But this is something I wanted to try. It was new and I have been eyeing it for a long time. But foundations, as you know, I'm always on the search for a foundation. And the reason why I'm saying like I don't really know if I will be doing like more makeup videos is because these videos don't do so well. And I feel like it's because I'm boring you, okay? There's so many other people I know out there that do makeup, but you know, I do these in case I could help somebody. I want to try them on with you, but I think from here on out, it'll just be about like if a new foundation comes in that I want to share with you guys. All right, so this is done. However, I just wanted to share with you really quick that with my Charlotte Tilbury orders, I did get some samples. I got the Magic Cream, which I don't know if I will try this because I hear people say it's highly fragrant and it might burn my skin. I have her Wonder Glow Instant Soft Focus Beauty Glow Primer. The reason why I didn't use this is because this really makes your skin luminous. And I don't need that with this foundation because it's pretty luminous on its own. And as everything, you know, sets in a little bit more, you're going to see probably by time I get to the closeout of this video of how luminous this foundation is going to be. And they sent me a sample of their Collagen Lip Bath in the shade Refresh Rose. I got two, so I opened up one here. There's a little bit in here, so I'll just apply this to my lips right now. It's kind of sticky. Has a little bit of a minty flavor to it, but it's not as sticky as what I thought. It feels very moisturizing. It kind of feels like a cross between the Thick Glow Lip Color Serum and the Lawless Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Gloss. All right, guys, so here's the look, and I will see you in a second with my hair all finished, and we are going to go over these products. So I'll see you in a sec. Mwah, mwah. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed watching me create this look that I'm wearing here today. As you can see, this look is more of that sort of warm romantic look, and that's what the Pillow Talk collection is about. It's romance in pink, rosy, warm tones. And I do love this collection. It's different than what I have in my makeup collection currently. So I am pretty happy with all of these products that I picked up, except for a couple of things. So let's go over these things, shall we? Now, I'm not going to go over everything here because I did that in my last video, which I will link that down below if you haven't watched it. In that video, I have most of the new items to the Pillow Talk Party collection, and I did pick up a few more items. So I'll show you the new items. I'll briefly go over some of the other ones, but let's get started. So I am wearing the Matte Revolution lipstick in Pillow Talk with the medium Pillow Talk lip liner. That's the color of choice. I didn't put anything on top of it, so there you go on there. And I'm not going to show those because I did show them in my last video, but you know what, in my last video, I noticed I did not swatch the lipstick, so let me do that for you. So there is the Pillow Talk Matte Revolution lipstick. I will tell you, I do love this lipstick. It moisturizes my lips and it lasts for a very long time. I barely need to reapply this when I am wearing it. It just lasts and lasts and lasts. So I love this lipstick formulation. I definitely would repurchase these items. Now, let's go into the Beautiful Skin Foundation. So I have been testing this foundation, and at first when I applied it today, I wasn't so sure how it was going to look on my skin. But now that it's been on my skin for a couple of hours, I am really loving it. I think it looks really good. Now, I will tell you, it depends on what you wear under this foundation to how it, you know, will seep into your fine lines and wrinkles and enhance your texture and how it wears throughout the day. Now, maybe if I try it with the Charlotte Tilbury primer, maybe it will get 16-hour wear time. I'm not sure. But however, her products all have this very luminous or luminosity to them. Like the primer, certain foundations, most of the cheek products are very luminous. And that is just too much for me. But however, there's a lot of you out there that really enjoy that, especially if you have dry, mature skin. Because as we age, our skin becomes drier and dehydrated. Some become oily. It just depends. but we sort of lose that glow to our skin. And there's a lot of people that are chasing after that glow, because when you have glowy, dewy skin, it gives the impression of a youthful look, okay? This foundation is very luminous, and I used it today with the Rhonda Allison Peptide Mito Protect Primer. I love this primer, I can't talk, sorry, because it's clear and it doesn't have any dewiness or luminosity to it. It's been absolutely wonderful. It works with all of my foundations. I have been loving it. I love it so much that I picked up a backup. Now, if you are looking for this, if you're looking for this primer, you'll see that Artist Skincare has it for a decent price. Most other websites are selling it for $75, where Artist Skincare sells it for $40. Now, if you do not like silicones, I would suggest that you stay away from this primer. But however, I don't mind them, and I absolutely love it with all of my foundations, and especially with this one. It really helps mitigate the dewiness in my skin, and it helps smooth out the texture and helps my foundation last longer. Now, this foundation does have a lot of claims, which I'm sure you all have heard. Some of the claims are boost hydration up to 166%. That's kind of crazy. Skin looks plumper, smoother by 181%. Skin tone looks more even by up to 210%. Now, I have only been using this for a few days, and I kind of say that these claims are kind of outrageous. And it does say it has a 16-hour wear time, which no, it does not. When I wore this with my regular skincare, it really broke up around my nose, and it all kind of pulled down here and enhanced the texture, and it really looked like I was wearing a lot of makeup. It didn't settle so much into my fine lines as much as what I thought it did, but however, it just looked terrible. Now, I am going to be wearing this for the rest of the day, and I will see how it works with this primer, and I will report back to you guys when I do my favorites and fails video at the end of the month. But I think I could go just maybe a shade darker than this, where the 5 Neutral, I wasn't able to get a sample of it, but it may be a little bit too on the yellow side. So I'm not really happy with the shade choices of this foundation, because like I said, they all look sort of yellow and really warm, and 4 Neutral is a neutral undertone. It kind of looks a little bit light, but it looks okay right now on camera, but when I go into my bathroom and look in that lighting, I'm kind of like iffy. However, it is not enhancing my texture with that primer. Without the primer, it does, because of all that luminosity in it. And so if you do have large pores, I would question that with how it would work with your skin. And again, if you have oily or combo skin, I don't think that this would be the right foundation for you. I think it would make you look really greasy, okay? So I will continue to test this. So far, as a first impression, I like it, but it's not my favorite. I prefer the #1 de Chanel Revitalizing Foundation over this. This is pretty thick. It feels thick going on. Although once you get it blended into your skin, it does not feel thick on. It feels like I'm not wearing anything. So we'll see. So time will tell with this foundation. Next, I picked up the Magic Vanish. So this is an under eye and face cheat for intense color correction, and I have the shade Fair here. I believe this comes in 4 different colors, and they all have a peachy tone to match your skin tone. So these little things are so hard to open, guys. Like, look at that. Oh, I can't even get my nail in there because it's so short. Well, okay, here we go. So it's cute. It does have a little mirror. Here is that color. I'll swatch it for you on my hand so you can see it. And this is actually a really good peachy undertone for me. I have really liked this formula. It smooths out this, the skin underneath my eyes. It doesn't crease. It really corrects the color underneath there. I have been enjoying it, and I will continue to test it. But so far, I've tried it 3 times, and every time I've worn it, I've been absolutely in love with it. So I love this. This is a great product for sure. And if you're curious about it, I say pick it up and try it and see if it's right for you. Like I said, the medium skin tone, this medium skin tone is a little bit too peachy for me and it doesn't look right on my skin tone. However, I really like the fair. Plus I like that, you know, a little bit of extra brightness underneath my eyes. Okay, so the next one is I have two concealers here. These are Magic Away liquid concealers. Here they are. I have two shades. I have shade 3 and shade 4, and I believe these are fair neutral undertones. The higher you go up, the more intense they were, and I wasn't for sure which color would work best for my skin tone, because I usually like a lighter concealer underneath my eyes for brightness, and then, you know, one that's a little bit darker to correct blemishes around my face. So these so far, I have to say, I wasn't so sure when I tried it today, as today was a first impression. I tried it on my hand and I was kind of iffy about it. I would say it's kind of like a medium to full coverage concealer. Blends out really nicely. It blended out really nicely on my skin and underneath my eyes. And it seems like it's going to be a great formula. What I love about this concealer is it doesn't have any vitamin C in it, so I don't have to worry about it oxidizing on my skin. Now, I don't like the applicator of these. It's very messy and it's very easy to waste product because you can turn up too much. However, I do like this formulation. It's a little bit heavier than my Ilia concealer, but it blends out really nicely. It doesn't crease in my fine lines and wrinkles, and it just gives me great coverage with looking like skin. So really lovely concealers, and I will continue to test them and keep you posted on how I like them. Okay, so another product I have here that is new is I picked up their Airbrush bronzer in medium, and I said I pinned a comment in my last video that when I picked up the foundation, I would try the bronzer so we could do a full face. I have it on today, and as I'm looking at it, as I have blended it into my skin and I'm wearing it now, I actually really like it. I thought it was going to be a bit too warm for me, but I'm actually really liking it. It looks more so natural versus it being like overly bronzed and contoured. So as you can see, this is a pretty huge pan. How much product is in here? This is 0.56 ounces. So that you get a lot of product in here. And what's cool about this compact is it is refillable. I wish they would do that on a lot of their products. That would be lovely. So there you go, there's that. I can swatch it for you guys. It feels really smooth and creamy when you touch it with your finger, but it's very, very finely milled, and it just feels light as air. So that's kind of the color there. It's kind of hard to swatch this on my hand, but you can kind of get a general idea. And I did apply this in the video. But yeah, it blends out really nicely. I just think that you have to have the right brush for this, and I probably wasn't using the right brush. And that's where I need to invest some money into some makeup brushes, because they do make all the difference on how your products apply to the skin. But yeah, so I wasn't for sure if I liked that, but I actually really do. All right, so I am wearing the Luxury palette in the original Pillow Talk. Here is the look I created with it, and I will swatch it for you right now. So with the Pillow Talk Dreams palette from my last video, that's an intense version of this palette. I think that I think it looks great on all skin tones, but if you are scared that it might be too dark for you, if you have more of like, you know, a fair skin tone, that's where the original Pillow Talk would come in. Now, I would say if you're more so leaning more so medium, tan, or deep, this might be a little bit too light for you. But, you know, I haven't really seen this palette on darker skin tones. I've mainly seen it, you know, on lighter skin tones. So I don't know for sure, but I know like this pink shade right here may not show up on a lot of people. So here it is. So I'm going to swatch it for you guys right now. So we have the number 1 shade right here, which is the prime shade. So let me just swatch them really quick for you, and then I will show them to you on my hand, what they look like. I think it's easier that way, and you guys could get a better judge of the colors. And I will say, like, this palette, it feels drier, not as creamy as the Pillow Talk Dreams palette. And I think that could be because maybe this is an older palette because this has been out for a while. Okay. So, see, it's very light. So here's the priming shade, which is number 1. Here is the topper shade, which is the pop shade. We have the smoke shade right here, which is the darker matte. And then here is the enhanced shade, which is that lighter pink in the palette. So there it is swatched on my hand for you guys. Sorry, I don't mean to blind you with this packaging. So there you go. All right, I will say that I think the packaging is pretty, but on some of the items, I do feel like it's a little bit flimsy and cheap. For instance, like on the Vanish Away concealer, that feels a little cheap and like thin. All the items are really, really light. But these these multi-glow highlighter pans, the packaging is really pretty, but it is light. It looks like it would be heavy, but it's not. It's really, really light. So here is the multi-glow palette in Romance Light. This is the one that I went searching for, and I finally found it on Charlotte's website. So let me swatch this for you really quickly so you guys can see all the colors in action. And what they look like, because you can use these individually, you know, as eyeshadows, or you know, as individual highlighters. You can swirl them together and create a beautiful highlight on the skin. Okay, here they are swatched. So here is the lightest shade, which is the white shade. This is sort of like a light pink or light rose gold. You have more of a pinky shade. Now this pinky shade has some larger sparkles in it. And then we have the lavender shade here. So there it is swatched. And then let me swirl my finger in all of them and get it a color for you for all of them swatched. And I like them all together as a highlighter there. So as you can see, these are pretty light, and this is more so formulated for those with fair to medium skin tones, where the Dream Light is formulated from, you know, like medium to deep skin tones, as it is more so on the kind of rosier gold, warm gold side. So here they are together. Very pretty. I love the embossing. You get a lot of product in here. They will last you for a very long time. Very, very pretty. I can wear this on my skin tone. I have been wearing this as eyeshadow during the week, just to give my eyes some color. So pretty. I love these. They are intense highlighters, but however, you can control it by, you know, how heavy-handed you are. And I have the Romance Light on today, and it just looks so gorgeous on my skin, and especially like it with this original Pillow Talk palette. Okay, so next I have another new highlighter that I picked up here that I want to share with you guys and do a swatch along with another new light eye color. All right, so I picked up the Pillow Talk Beauty Light Wand in Pillow Talk. So I believe these come in 3 different shades. Like there's Pillow Talk, I think there's Pillow Talk Medium and Pillow Talk Deep. So this is the regular one. So this you just turn and then you squeeze the product up and then you lock it. So let me squeeze a little bit up there and I'll put it on my hand so you guys can see it. As you can see, it's kind of like that warm, sort of like kind of, you know, rose gold tone, but it is really pretty. I really, really like this a lot. So there you go on that. And then the next new product that I picked up, And I'm going to be playing around with these, and like I said, I will report back to you guys in a favorites and fails video. And with those favorite and fails videos, I'm going to try to do like some new kind of content around that for you guys to keep you all excited. So this is the Eyes to Memorize. This is a long-lasting, easy color. So it's a cream eye color. And I got the shade, of course, Pillow Talk. So let me swatch this for you guys. This is really creamy. So it's really pretty. So you could put it on and then you can blend it out. But look at how pretty that is. Just for like a, you know, quick, easy, one eyeshadow makeup look. Oh, I cannot wait to play around with this. It's just such a pretty color. It's very, you know, that warm, rosy, romantic color. So I will play around with that, let you guys know how much I like it. So as you've seen in the video, everything that I am wearing is, you know, Pillow Talk. So I am wearing the Chic to Chic blush. I really love this blush and the formulation. It's so pretty. Love, love, love. And I did put on the Dream Pop Push Up Lashes mascara so you guys can see what it looks like with a lighter eyeshadow background. And I am so in love with this mascara. I just love it. I have not stopped using it since it arrived. So I love it, along with the Pillow Talk liner. And I did pick up the black mascara in the Pillow Talk Push Up Lashes. So I will be testing that out to see if I love it just as much, or if it's the color that I am in love with. All right, guys, so that is it for this video. Like I said, I got a few samples, and I will try this primer with the Beautiful Skin Foundation and report back to you guys. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys stay tuned here. I am working on kind of revamping my content style. I want to keep you guys interested. I'm testing some new skincare. I'll reveal it to you soon. Talk about a few of the products, because there's a few products that I have been loving, and there's some I'm kind of on the fence about. So look forward to some exciting stuff, some exciting new stuff coming to Aloha Jen's Beauty Blog. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I am sending you all so much love and light. And thank you for all your love and all your support that you show me and this channel. It means the world to me. All right, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day.